Hey y'all, welcome back to I Be Knowing Shit podcast. It's me, your host, the one and only Goddess Siloam, Miss Foxy if you're nasty. Here on IBKS podcast, we dive into the mysteries of the universe and everyday life, sharing personal stories and practices to connect, educate, and inform. Get ready for mind expanding, thought provoking conversations, and enlightening insights. And we're going to have a time up in here. So take a deep breath, center yourself, and let's dive into this week's episode. Pretty much everybody knows what camouflage is and how it's used in warfare. So we're going to talk about camouflage and war, but not necessarily in a physical sense. I'm talking about spiritual warfare, mental warfare, and how camouflage can be used to your advantage or used against you without you even knowing. No matter what your religious or spiritual beliefs are, this is something everybody should know about because as people roaming this earth, looking for people to prey on who they feel are vulnerable mentally and spiritually. Y'all be thinking everybody a narcissist these days when some people are actually really psychopaths who kill you spiritually instead of physically. But if you die spiritually, physical death won't be that far behind. So, when you look into spiritual camouflage, you'll most likely come across a lot of information. Well, it's not even a lot of information because it might be kind of hard to find stuff on spiritual camouflage. But when you do come across this information, it might scare you and make you distrustful of people who say they're spiritual. You'll see some information on how it's used maliciously, but you might not come across much about how to use it to protect yourself and how to use it for your own advantage. And we're going to dissect both sides of that coin today. Because if you're going to put some information out there, why not put it all out there? Like, come on now. All right. The idea of spiritual camouflage is that people hide who they really are. They hide their true intentions behind a facade of spirituality and religion. For example, okay, a lot of priests went into priesthood and still go into priesthood knowing they perverts. I mean, you just don't become a priest and now all of a sudden you want to touch on little boys inappropriately. No, it don't work like that. They do it because they know they'll have a wide selection of victims. They know they can use their status as a mean to manipulate and intimidate. And they know they'll be protected by the power of the cloth. And by the cloth, air quotes, I mean the Vatican. I can give y'all so many real world and true story examples of spiritual camouflage, but I'm not gonna flood y'all with too many examples because this is for informational and educational purposes. So I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet, but y'all know I'll go off topic in a minute. This shit gets deep on how people mask their true intentions to gain power and control over others for malicious purposes. The concept is so interesting to me because it's not always done by people like with that capacity of power as a priest or a pastor or Oprah. You know what I'm saying? And looking into it, I discovered more about the complexity of human behavior and motivations. And the shit is so crazy to me. And that's when I really started to notice it's not narcissism that we think a lot of people have. These motherfuckers be real life psychopathic. This is why I don't join spiritual communities. Because, baby, if I wanted to join a street gang, honey, I would probably be safer just joining the Vice Lords. Like, honestly, like, let's be fucking for real. Because a lot of spiritual people can be so malicious and so evil, and we not even going in this episode we not going to get into what spirituality means because a lot of times people really don't even know what spirituality means. It definitely does not automatically mean positive or a good person, but we can touch on that in a later episode. Now, not too much on the spiritual community, at least not in this episode, but I do have a future episode coming out And I have a special guest, and we definitely touching on spiritual camouflage, but also how disheartening the spiritual community can be. This episode is a prerequisite for that episode. So don't be switching, skipping episodes and then you lost and now you blaming me and acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. Cause baby, I do. So you gotta keep up. Okay. So it's super important to be aware of these type of people. These people who spiritually camouflage themselves. They always come off as like all virtuous and so enlightened and above everybody else, but they don't come right out and say it. It's more of a auto suggestion than directly saying, "Hey motherfucker, I'm better than you. You need to worship me." It's you need, it's more of an indirect approach, Scientology. But anyway, they act like they never get mad or sad, and that's a big red flag. Bars, but I'm not a rapper. Look, it is absolutely normal to feel both emotions, but how you react when you feel those emotions is what means the most. Never blindly trust anybody just because they seem spiritual. I'm spiritual, and I came a very long way from impulsive reacting to responding. And yes, of course, I still get mad, but I'm not easily angered about stuff. And I learn how to express myself in healthy ways instead of going upside somebody's head. Ike Turner. These people walking around like they above anger are full of shit and crazy. Cause look, even David from the movie AI cried tears. And for real, my guy was a robot. Oh, do y'all remember when they left David in the woods with Teddy? Oh my God. Y'all, child, that scene had me in a choke hole. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. See what I'm saying? Going way off topic. So discernment. We're gonna talk about discernment. Discernment is a gift from the universe, and you better use it. Don't let these fake spiritual gurus and religious leaders, air quotes, and people who come into your life as a companion run script on you. Just because they saying something that resonates with you or your life and your situation in that moment. Cause look, I might tell you a joke, but I'll never what? I'll never tell you a lie. Okay? Say it with me. You have to look beyond their words and surface persona. Because these people, they do this shit for a living. You have to look beyond their words and their surface persona. If you don't, you might find yourself giving up your whole life to follow theirs. So, like I said, spiritual camouflage isn't always on a grand scale. You have people who will disguise themselves as a friend or romantic partner, and whole time these motherfuckers got an ulterior motive. They got an ulterior motive mask on. It ain't even Halloween. What do they want from me, you ask? Money. And don't say, oh, I don't have no money. You got something. You got something. It don't matter how much money you don't have. Imagine 100 people giving you $100 a week or even $100 a month. Add that up. Add that up. $100 a week or $100 a month from multiple people, tax free, and you ain't did shit but ran game on folks. That's a lot of money. And also, your energy. It is people who spiritually camouflage themselves because they feed off other people's energy. Like, it really get them going. It really get them going to see you sad, mad, upset. They want power over you, which is how they'll get whatever it is they want from you. These motherfuckers out here like Geppetto, and a lot of people don't know they got strings attached to them. Pinocchio. Man, I'm out here giving bars. Like, I ain't even trying to hit y'all with the bars today, but I am. But I'm not a rapper. Only a few people know about when I joined the cult. Look, I know it sounds crazy because it is. And as time goes on, and if y'all keep listening to I Be Knowing Shit podcast, you'll learn why I be knowing shit. I've experienced a lot of life, like a lot of life. I've had a lot of very strange and unbelievable encounters on top of having a strong sense of discernment and premonitions. So yeah, I be knowing shit. I don't know everything, but hey, I know some shit and it's useful. So I won't go deep into the cult stuff or how I joined, but I can do that on a different episode. If y'all want me to, I can make a full episode about that time in my life. Because goddamn it, it was a time, and I'm not gonna say it was a good time. It wasn't the best of times, and it wasn't the worst of times either. Now, I unknowingly joined the cult, but I realized quickly what the fuck was happening. Did I leave? No, no, I didn't. I'm a Scorpio. So, nigga, how dare you think you gonna play mind games with me? You gonna have mind control over me? Bitch, let's do this because it's cracking. Y'all, what I did in that cult was a perfect example of using camouflage to your own advantage. But don't take it too far like I did. And don't join no damn cults. Don't do that, please. I knew the leader of the cult that was under the guise of a church had power over all the members. Like I can tell right away. And I knew he thought I was young and naive and probably broken. And yes, I put on camouflage. And I allow him to believe whatever he thought. Because now, bitch, I'm a no limit soldier. Now we both got on camouflage. But bitch, I'm the sergeant of this motherfucking tank. Oh my God. It was so many situations that happened where I could have been angry, like I could have been straight up pissed off, or I could have allowed this man to make me feel less than I was, but I know who I am. No matter what I've been through, I always knew who the fuck I was. And like I said before, I put on camouflage too. I had to transform to a wolf up in there. And yep, I was acting like a sheep, but I wasn't preying on anybody who wasn't pretending to pray for me, but was actually preying on me. See, he thought he was teaching me shit I didn't know and giving me things that I didn't have. And that was his way of drawing me in. And whole time I'm thinking, well, this is interesting. And thanks for the gifts, buddy. But I'll be going soon. Because you cannot brainwash me. So you want to figure out if someone has on spiritual camouflage. First off, go with your gut feeling. Never dismiss your intuition about a person. And I mean your real intuition, not your trauma response. Because a lot of times when we've been through a lot, we respond to stuff and it comes from a place of trauma. And you can get your intuition mixed up with trauma. And it'll have your ass tweaking. It'll have you tweaking, assuming stuff that ain't true. So you have to learn that feeling, that gut feeling of your intuition. You have to know the difference between this is real intuition and this is trauma. So learn the difference and never go against your gut feeling when it comes to a church or any religious organization or leader, air quotes. Ask yourself, what is it they want from me and why? Are their actions consistent and parallel with their words? Shit, put on some camouflage yourself. If you're not sure if the person or group is genuine, act clueless, but don't be a fool. Don't be clueless. Act clueless. That's the camouflage. Don't immediately start telling these folks about your trials and tribulations. If you're in a vulnerable state of mind, when you're going through stuff, I know you just want to vent and everything, but that stuff can be used against you to manipulate you in the long run. And this is coming from a person who does spiritual readings. And I'm a spiritual life coach. I just don't like people who do shit like that. And that's why I stayed in that cult as long as I did, because, honey, I'm 1000% okay with being a villain to a villain. I am 1000%. Because if you go low with me, hello, Satan. Hello. So, yes, it is okay for you to put on camouflage to protect yourself from people who spiritually camouflage, because you absolutely should not be telling a person about your whole life and telling them like things about you that can be used against you in the long run. And you don't want to ever let a person who means you no good, you don't want to let them know what your Achilles heel is. And if you don't know what that is, Google it, look it up. Now, not knowing if they have an ulterior motive or not. So now I'm not saying be emotionally confined and never vent to anybody or never reach out for spiritual counseling or anything like that. I'm definitely not saying that. What I'm saying is use discernment and just be aware that everybody that comes off as good and sound good, they ain't good. Some people good at fucking acting. We all have the gift of discernment. Everybody got it. Some of us just learn to use it better than others, but honey, it's there at your beck and call. Just know that. And I wanted to discuss this topic because it's really important to me. I've seen people I know personally get ruined and they become this unrecognizable person and they disconnect from their family and they disconnect from their friends who don't believe what they were brainwashed to believe. It's sad because these people are always the ones who've been through a lot mentally and emotionally or always felt alone or out of place. And they just looking for some sort of connection in this world and probably trying to find whatever parts of themselves that got lost in trauma. And here it is, these fucking spiritual Hitlers out here pretending to be some sort of um omniscient God preying on people who they know will hang on to their every word because these people going through shit. I've been depressed. I've had anxiety. I have PTSD. So I know how that shit feel when you just want somebody to save you from the bullshit that you're going through. Or you want somebody to save you from yourself. I know, I understand. I get it. But I would never allow anybody to manipulate my emotions or play games like the Scorpio in me just won't allow it. That shit makes me mad. I go from depressed to bitch, I'm finna take my problems out on you. So, um, like I I understand how people can fall victim to those situations. I get it. You get on the internet and somebody's saying everything you need to hear in that moment. And it seems like they can just 100% relate to how you feel and what you're going through. And you know what? The wild part is a lot of the motherfuckers ain't been through none of that shit. Just they understand psychology and they know how to get people to listen to them. And they could use it for good, but they choose to act like descendants of Hitler and use it for bad. So, like I was saying, you going through this stuff, and next thing you know, you trying to figure out how to scrape up a few $1,000s to attend a virtual fucking seminar to fix your life. They don't even respect you enough to see you in person. They gonna give you a virtual seminar, a fucking recording for like $2,500 or some outrageous amount of money. Well, you up at night and here come one of these churches, or you going to church. Now, I'm not talking bad about all churches, but we not gonna pretend like we don't know what it is. We not gonna pretend like we don't know what it is. Now you at church or you watching church online and now you donate money to the church that you don't even goddamn have. You donate money to this church and a pastor or priest or whoever, whatever they title is, they ride in a personal jet and they got car services and live in these big ass luxury houses, wearing these fancy clothes and they living good. But It's homeless people in a congregation. They have homeless members of their church. Or you paying $9.99 an hour to talk to Sherry, the psychic, while she blowing out Marlboro smoke, pretending to get messages from the universe, knowing she full of shit. Just taking advantage of somebody that's in a vulnerable state. If you listening and you don't know, I do spiritual readings, I do energy healing, I do tarot card readings. And I myself have ran into people like that. I don't even almost play them games. I tell my new clients straight up, if you feel uncomfortable at any point, or you feel like what I'm saying is not for you, it's not resonating with you, you ain't feeling it, please do not hesitate to say you want to end the session, honey. I will not be offended at all. I advise you to do stuff like that with me or anybody else. Now, I haven't had it happen yet, but I always get an option because, yes, I get paid to do what I do. A lot of times I do the stuff for free, but yeah, I get paid to do it. But also, I do it because I know that I'm actually helping people and I'm using my gift for good. I know that when somebody reaching out to me, they not reaching out because they having the greatest goddamn time of their life. They reaching out because they going through something. Now, sometimes some people, I've had a lot of my clients reach out to me just to check on me, ask me how I'm doing, and to tell me like our session together helped them and what ways it helped them. But most likely they reaching out to me because they going through something. And trust and believe as many people that are like me, because I'm not the only person that's like this, but it's plenty more that's not like me. They have no conscience about putting on a mask. They have no conscience about putting on a spiritual camouflage to get what they want. It's spiritual robbery. Well, I truly hope that y'all learned something from this episode, that you took something good away from it, something useful, and I wasn't too much all over the place. Because you know I get like that. I will go. But next week, gonna be something different, y'all. I'll actually have an audio and video version of the October 22nd podcast. So whatever platform you listening from now, you can still listen to next week's episode, which is the third episode, October 22nd. But it will also be available on YouTube and TikTok. Same name, I be knowing shit. And we'll be having a special guest. And that episode will be an extended episode. So it'll be longer than 30 minutes. Y'all, we about to have a time. I'm telling you, because this lady is a whole vibe. This lady is a whole fucking vibe. And I absolutely cannot wait to have her on. So I hope y'all tune in to October 22nd episode. We're going to have a time, y'all. That episode is going to be about, should I tell y'all? Tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the name. That episode is called Sleeping with the Enemy. Yeah. So I really don't have to even tell y'all what it's going to be. It's called Sleeping with the Enemy. Y'all know what it's going to be about. Y'all know what it's going to be about, sleeping with the enemy. Oh my God, it's going to be good, y'all. I'm telling you, we ain't even recorded yet, and I know it's going to be good because we already had a discussion. So thank y'all for tuning into this episode. If you listening from Spotify, there's a on the I Be Knowing Shit page, main profile. It's a area where you can answer a question. It's a Q&A. So answer the question, leave me a review. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. I really appreciate y'all. I got a lot of good feedback and reviews from the trailer. Y'all even like y'all is the shit. I promise to God. I got a lot of good feedback from the trailer and a lot of good feedback from episode 1, which was Chicago Killer Clown, Homie the Clown. I really appreciate the feedback, y'all. Keep it coming. Even if, I can take constructive criticism. So keep it coming. If y'all think I should change something or add something, let me know. Like I am all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And also if you listen from Spotify, should be an area where you can let me know what topics you would like me to talk about. And you can always email me at ibeknowingshit@gmail.com. Feel free to email me, y'all. I might not respond right away, but I respond within 24 to 48 hours. So email me, hit me up. A lot of y'all got my phone number. Well, a lot of y'all don't have my phone number. Some of y'all have my phone number. A lot of y'all do follow me on social media. So inbox me. Tell me what's up. Like, I appreciate the feedback. Y'all have me blushing. Anyway, thanks for listening to this episode. Come back next week. Yay, you made it to the end. Woo woo. I really want to thank y'all for tuning in and for being a part of I Be Knowing Shit podcast tribe. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly hope there was something useful you took away from it. Don't pass up the opportunity to let me know what you think by leaving a rating and review on the podcast platform you're listening from. And be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss a beat. You can always download this and any other episode and listen to it at a later time. For more content, join me on TikTok, IG, and YouTube at I Be Knowing Shit. So, before I let you go, honey, did you know that you can leave me a voice note? All you gotta do is go to Spotify Podcast, click on I Be Knowing Shit profile, and hit message to send a voice note. There you can let me know what you think about the show, give your input, and leave suggestions for future topics. That's it. We'll meet again next week. Y'all come back now, you hear?